building. High priestess in the building, didn't let my fears kill me. Transmuted my pain in that cleanse in the rain. Down out, I was worth it and I conquered my demons. I accepted my purpose and the goddess I became. I just can't get that. Did you guys see the one with the 10-year-old who did get molested by the father and is pregnant? And they have to supposedly it's she got raped by the father, pregnant, because we know little girls can have their periods as early as 8, 9 and shit. You know what I mean? So this 10-year-old girl pregnant, and I can't remember if it's Ohio or Oklahoma, one of those. But they ended up, the doctor was like, they couldn't do anything. So I think they were sending her to Illinois or somewhere, a near state. But then now they're trying to say that that's criminal to refer her out of the state or some shit like that. I'm like, who's taking care of this kid? The 10-year-old ain't taking care of this fucking kid when it's born.
But even so a 10-year-old pushing out a kid, she may die giving birth to that kid. A 10-year-old not develop. Some of us grown women have complications when we're giving birth. So now you're a 10-year-old that is not even developed yet to push out a child where she can die and her child can die.
Right.
It's sad. I haven't heard about that situation, but it's true that's part of the problem, that they're making it a criminal offense even for referring out. And then some of them, let's say the mother does have complications where she will die if she gives birth.
Right.
The physicians have to decide, can they do this within legal rights, or do they have to send them away, even though this person's life is on the line? So then that woman is no longer a factor. Who cares? Or there's sometimes where the baby is so mentally retarded, not in a derogatory sense, in a literal sense, and they won't have any quality of life. And you can find this out with the genetic testing.
Yes.
But you can't have an abortion even when it's early on because it's illegal.
Right. What about, I'm like, and that's the shit that bothers me of people that don't educate themselves, because it's what about the mom and the father that are planning for their child, that are trying to have a child, but couple months in, because again, that baby has to develop. The brains have to develop, the heart has to develop, the intestines all take time to develop. So what happens to the situation? The brain doesn't. It's the baby's brain dead.
It happens.
So now that mother and that father have to go through the process to still what afterwards? You know what I mean?
Who may not be mentally prepared or mentally ready to raise a child with a disability, to raise a child who is, retardation child. Not everybody's strong for that. And then that's where you go again. You're putting that kid at risk again. You don't know if those parents are strong enough. They may have that child and now murder that kid. Now, what was the point when you could have aborted it because you knew? I mean, we as parents, we know what we can handle or what we cannot handle. So if, and that was the luxury when they did have, where you can get testing to see if your kid, is going to have these issues or whatever and things. So, okay, now to me, that luxury is not even there anymore, because if I'm still forced to have the kid, whether or not there is issues, it makes no sense now.
Right. Because I think at the end of the day, you as a person know if you can handle stuff. This is why people choose to have them, and you see them successfully raising their child with what's going on, right? Even though it's hard, even though it's stressful, they were strong enough to do it. And there's some people who fucking know. They know to the core of them, I can't do this. There's nothing in me that can fucking do this. And then people will say, oh, there's so many people wanting to adopt. Please tell me how easy it is to adopt in this fucking country.
And how many people are willing to adopt a mentally or physically disabled child? Because it's going to cost more money, it's going to take more time, more care. You're going to need resources, you're going to need equipment.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Most people are not. Like that, yes, there are some beautiful souls who will take that challenge on, and there are some people who will take it on for the monetary value if it's a foster situation.
Right. Right.
But it's so disturbing.
No, I think there it's like we're fighting for the wrong things instead of looking at maybe bettering foster care, maybe bettering the process of adoption, maybe bettering some of these things where you then can scream, let's save all these lives, apparently, because you got all these people that are lining up to fucking assist, right? You got all these people that are ready to drop their checkbooks and help these single moms that are out here fucking struggling that don't nobody give a shit about, right? Or, single dads or whoever it is, grandmothers or whoever that's, raising these kids. It's like, who's the people behind this? That's crazy. This just sparked. There was a couple, and I wish I remembered their name right now. They were all on YouTube. They were big on YouTube, and they have this child, like mixed child, that
I know
have
what you're talking about
issues.
already.
And then they were like, "Oh yeah, this is our son, and we're gonna take care of him." And he had these health issues, and they could not fucking do it, and then gave him back. What happened to him being your son? What happened to you on it? You guys are gonna do this? No, they couldn't handle it. Gave him back. Oh well, nope, not our problem. We're gonna give him back, and then do their video. Oh, we're so sad to have to give him back, and we just couldn't. Blah 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 blah. Blah. Oh really? Oh oh. So this is the people that are gonna fight for these rights, but then crickets when it's time to step up.
Because so much deeper. That's why it's more of, I mean, we still as women is being the we're still not equal to nobody. We still being, we still get paid less. We still, you know what I mean? So it's more deeper. It's more of women. Because if you want to say, okay, well, women, you have to do this. What do the father have to do? Like,
That part.
what laws are y'all? What laws are y'all turning over for these men? It's so funny how it's women.
Right.
Women.
Child support should kick in. If I got to have this motherfucking child
know,
support,
like, Exactly. It should be a 50-50 thing because honestly, we can't get pregnant by ourselves,
nope.
but we have to keep this kid. We have to put ourselves at
Right.
risk. We have to
Right.
put our health at risk.
Right.
We have to put our mental health at risk because you making us keep this kid. But the father don't got to do shit because he ain't even got to be there.
Nope.
He ain't even got to say he the father.
I bet you if they pass that law, at 6 weeks, you are now liable for child support. That is a game changer. Wait, what? Because we can do DNA tests real early. So you are the father, and now you are liable for this amount of month.
Right.
And
If
yeah,
6 weeks, it's a baby. You saying it's a human? Then at 6 weeks you need to start paying for this human.
mm-hmm. Then you
Now,
should be able to claim taxes on it too. Like that, you should get taxes for it. You should be able. Can I add this, baby to his insurance, and I get a dual plan, and I ain't got to pay shit at the doctor? Like I think it's crazy.
so
There's
just
been a couple of medical cases where one I want, and it's crazy because Ohio and Oklahoma just been having a bunch of shit, right? Where one lady actually went in, she was having some health issues because the doctor was so afraid of losing his license, of having to choose. That lady stayed on the fucking table for hours while he was going back and forth with the fucking lawyer until finally the lawyer, because everything was so new, the doctor was so afraid. This lady almost hemorrhaged. She almost bled to death, basically, because they had to decide the baby or the mom. And because it's illegal, the doctor didn't know what to do. He didn't want to lose his license. So he's going back and forth with the fucking lawyer to make sure that, in the case of emergency, there are some states that have kept, in case of emergency, if they have to choose between the mother and the child, they will honor that. But it just depends on the situation. And so this lady almost died because the doctor had to go back and forth with the fucking lawyer. And it's like, this is what's going to be a normal thing. Imagine being the staff or the nursing or the doctor who has to just sit back and wait for an approval to fucking save this person. Because if not, you have to choose between your license or this one person.
an emergency situation.
Right.
That's crazy. I know I was reading, they said already, like the Planned Parenthoods, people are already traveling and going to the states that have Planned Parenthood
Right.
already.
Right.
Like numbers
Because
went up.
some of them are shut down completely. I don't know if it's Missouri or Mississippi. I'm probably getting them wrong, but one they shut down completely. Like no, they're done. And it's crazy because that's actually one of the states that has the least amount of abortions. And it's like, why are you the ones with the least amount of abortions that you're closing all the facilities? Like, does that even fucking make sense? I don't know if you guys even realize that. Doesn't it seem crazy that the divine feminine is rising, has been rising, right? The divine feminine has been like conquering, has been rising, has been like, fuck y'all, we're doing this shit. And then all of a sudden it's like,
Trying
wait,
to bring us down.
Exactly.
what?
That's all that I'm telling you, it's so much deeper, and people don't realize it's so much deeper. I mean, we're still considered to the man, and I'm gonna keep it up to the white man.
Right.
Women will never be nothing. Like we are just supposed to have children and be this housewife, this that, and they don't. They don't
It's
want to do it.
It's crazy. And even with the Planned Parenthood shutting down, such a small percent of what they do is abortions. So
right,
there's so many other resources that are now no longer available
right,
So
right,
many
at all.
are
right,
gonna get affected because I remember in New York we had one, and I remember me being 14, and I wasn't even sexually active, but I would go to the Planned Parenthood to get my checkup because you
yeah,
didn't a parent, you could have like
nope,
your ID, you didn't need nothing, but just as talking to your friends, be like, oh, did you go get a checkup? So now, like you said, when they're shutting it down, you shutting it down for those reasons, but now these little young girls don't even have a place to go to just get a STD checkup or a
right,
physical.
right. Or even like I remember they supplied condoms, in birth control. I
Mm.
remember I used to get this foam shit from there in my 20s and be like, let's go.
Yeah, they give you the bag. Like, yeah,
Little brown paper bag.
you didn't even need to see the doctor. It'll be like sitting right there, and you can just
Uh-huh.
walk and grab them, and like so having them shut down is like doing such. But again, it goes back to, let's just be honest. Who goes to Planned Parenthood? Where are the Planned Parenthoods at? They're
Right.
in minority communities. There are majority is minority young girls who's going there. I mean,
And it seems like these laws, because, all right, let's face it, places like New York, as of right now, abortion is not going anywhere. Like we're going to have those rights.
mhm.
But it's attacking the minority system and the poverty system because while somebody who is financially independent can travel to another state and have it done, those in poverty, those low income families, they can't. They don't have that option. So that leaves them at risk in another way, like where you was talking about before with the hangers and stuff. We can see things like that coming back.
Right.
People allowing themselves to be pushed down the stairs. That was another thing. Getting
Right.
punched in the stomach,
Mm.
telling your baby daddy, hit me as hard as you can, or getting in fights or doing whatever purposely
Yeah,
to lose these babies.
yeah.
Right. Right. I was working and I conquered my demons. I accepted my purpose and the goddess I became.